everybody. Welcome to Chloethedev Unfiltered. Chloethedev here. So today we are going to be hopefully finishing up, the Medalla node that I've been trying to get running since the beginning of the Medalla testnet. It ran for like a week or two, then I couldn't get it running. So now we're doing a whole new node. Let's just try and show it all. So up here in my little box that is too small right now, I'll try and resize it or something, but let's see. So in this little wonderful box, let's see what we can do with resizing it. Sorry, I was moving things around and programming, not programming, just doing this stuff a bit last night. So now we've built the beacon node. And if you remember over here, once you built the beacon node, I gotta make sure I use this build command to build the beacon node with my validator. So if you remember, I will do my best to do this like appropriately, but what's this one? So this is my ETH1 Goerli testnet node that I have synced. This is what I did. This is my validator key. So I pwd, I ran pwd, it says tip to get the path name. So I'm going to copy that. Sorry, I have like 3, 4, 5 terminals open. Okay, let's copy that bad boy. And then we are going to, actually, sorry, we're going to put the command in first. My bad. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste it, and then we're in the little space. Then we're going to recopy this. Sorry, I have like multiple terminals open, and I'm not going to try and show them all on screen at the same time. I could use the whole like tmux and all that, but not right now. Enter a password. So it wants to enter a password. So it says, please enter the password. Actually, let me just do it off screen and then I'll show. Okay. So this should be this here. Yeah. So key store imported, invalid key store. Unexpected token tx bracket le in place of object start bracket. Okay, so it didn't work. Apparently, warning, invalid key store. So maybe it's in the wrong spot. So this is why, you think it's going to be simple, but then. Maybe there's multiple folders in validator keys. Oh, maybe it doesn't want. Let me try something. Let me go back in. Okay, let's see if we can. Wait, am I showing what's on my screen? No. No, it wants the full validator keys directory. It says that right there. It says, it wants my full validator keys directory, which I have. I know that for a fact. But it's saying, let's read this error again. It's saying that home, Chloethedev. Yeah, this deposit data, in deposit data, maybe it doesn't want that. It just wants, that's what I was thinking before. Maybe it doesn't want the deposit data. And so all it wants is, whoops, the key store. When I open the deposit data, I don't see why there'd be any issue. It just, that's so weird. Maybe it's just giving me a warning. It's an invalid key store, so that doesn't sound good to me. So it went into there, it went into deposit data, and it's saying unexpected token TK bracket LE. I don't see that in my, I'm looking at deposit data right now off camera. I see my public key, I see my withdrawal current credentials, I see the amount, I see the signature, deposit message route. I'm not seeing anything weird. I'm just gonna try the command again and see what happens. This is so weird. Okay, so it's just asking for the key store right now, not the deposit data. But it doesn't seem to be working. So maybe I do need to remove this deposit data from the key store file, from the validator keys file. I'm gonna try it and see what happens. So sorry. Okay. Okay, now let's try the command again. Now the file only has the key store in it. Did I hit enter properly? Okay, let's just put the password in again because. Okay. Okay. It worked. Okay, so yeah, so when you use your validator key file, apparently it needs to just be the validator keys, not the deposit data. You need to remove the deposit data from the file, which is fine. Okay, now all I need to do is make makebadasha, but I need to make it with this. So I need to make it with this little WebSocket URL I have for my Geth node, which, if you remember yesterday's video, it said to use this command. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the command. I think that I should be using the command a bit differently, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta copy and paste exactly what you see. I set my port to 8546 because 8545 wasn't working. I also put my port, my other port to 3334, I think. But I'm interested, excited to see what happens. I'm not using a flag. I just want it to work. Building. It'll take a long time. If this works, I won't know for about 10 minutes, probably 20 minutes. I'll be very excited. I'll be very, very excited. And I won't actually know it's working for probably a couple hours until everything like this, because my Nim node needs to sync before I know it's working or not. But it should work. And if this works, I'm gonna be so excited. I'm still gonna reset everything if this works soon. But what I might do is leave everything, like redo all of this on my Mac, then reset my Linux server, and then do everything on my Linux server again. But instead of making it a server, I might do it. Yeah, anyways, but it doesn't really matter. Point is, this should be working. It's quite exciting, to be honest. Quite exciting. I've been trying to get this working for so long, and it's actually funny. Doing the rocket pool setup I did a couple days ago or yesterday. I did a video about that. That helped me understand what I might need. Let's close this. I might keep this open. I might put this actually in the comments of this video because I don't know where else to find that information. So I'm just gonna leave this Gorley command. I'm just gonna put it there. Because yeah, I don't really know where that command really comes from. I just know it's here, geth with Nimbus, and it'll help you point your URL to a new. So yeah, point your validator to a new to a different. So you could choose which eth1 chain you want to point your validator to. Yeah, so let's see what else. You could do the graffiti, which I might do if it works. Keep an eye on your validator, always good. You could even create an account. Yeah, so if you go on blockchain.in, you can sign in. I do have an account with my other validator. This is the old validator I had. You can see the balance, it went down to 30. It's kind of cool to see. You could see when there was that syncing issue and a bunch of nodes went offline. Apparently I'm active, whatever that means. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that it says active. I know it says active, but eligible for activation 2 months ago. And the thing is, what I might do as a project is try and get this validator. Ooh, I still have the keys for this validator somewhere. Let's see. I do have the keys for this. Anyways, what a project might be for me coming up soon is attempting to get this validator back online because I don't have to do a waiting period for this one. So with the validator I'm putting up right now, that's building up here, has a 10-day waiting period before the ETH that I put in can actually start staking. But with the validator I have right here, because if this works, what I have, up top, then this, what I have, to the right there, should work instantly. It'll be able to connect to the ETH1 node and start validating right away, I would assume. So right here it did say, let's go back actually, because it's more important, the actual Medalla stuff. You could see, you can run multiple validators. So for example, where is it? I thought it was on here. Maybe it's down a bit farther. Yeah, so you can start multiple nodes. Not that I would need to, but attaching multiple validators to the same node. So that's what I would next time I do this, if this works, what I'm gonna do is just take another terminal, attach the validator to the same node, simply import as many key stores as you wished before running makebadasha. Nimbus will automatically find your keys and attach your validators. So for example, all I should have to do is run this, where is it? This import, this command up here. This build beacon chain node deposits import. I guess I should be able to just import again. I think. So my beacon node right now has the keys I just did imported. I think I should be able to just call the command again and import the new keys while I'm not running the beacon node. But we'll see. It should be fun. Yeah, let me see that command again. It says, oh, someone's on my website. Cool. Nimbus will automatically find your keys and attach your validators before running makebadasha. So before I run this make Gorley web3 URL command up there, all I need to do is make sure when I imported this, so the command above that, where it says build beacon node deposit import, I think all I have to do is call that twice. So call it once with, ETH2 test validator keys, and then I'll just put the other validator keys in like a validator keys 2 or something like that, and then just call that command as well, and that should work out just fine. I don't really need to run 2. I might just run it to make sure it's running properly. I got the Rocket Pool node running on my Mac Mini though, and I have this Medalla running on my Ubuntu server, and I think that's all I would really need. I think personally, for the Marma J Foundation, again, I plan on running on Rocket Pool just because I want to have that NETH available for the foundation to be able to run projects and give to people. I want to be able to help other people, so maybe sell some NETH so that I can help someone else get some RETH so that they can start maybe stake and feel like they're staking the network and securing the network in that way. Yeah, so it's part of the goal. With my personal node though, I would rather run just bare bones hardware with 32 ETH. I don't have 32 ETH personally. So yeah, if I eventually get 32 ETH, I would do that. Either way, I'll run a beacon node. Like it doesn't seem like there's any point not to. Like my server will always run a Nim beacon node on the server whenever I can. I want to work on making it so having it be. I don't want to use I want to use layman's terms. So I want to make sure that my node is hard to take down. So my first thing I like to work on is making sure that no matter what happens, there's backup internet. So right now I have basically where I have like my Wi-Fi on it and I have an Ethernet cable plugged in. But that's not really a backup. That's just making sure that if my Wi-Fi conks out, there's an Ethernet cable. So my Mac Mini, for example, is where I'm going to run my beacon node, and my Mac Mini rates up to 10 gigabytes Ethernet cable. So I think it means 1 gigabyte per second. But my internet here through the cable, I usually get about 700 megabytes per second. But the cable I actually have only rates for 100 megabytes per second. So part of the plan is getting an actual cable, Ethernet cable that can actually do 1 gig per second. So I'm able to get faster bandwidth or more bandwidth coming through. But for attestation time, it's important to make sure I'm able to get the data as quickly as possible, compute the proofs, and submit the proofs. For the validator, but still, for my beacon chain, I want it to be up to date to get the data quickly. I do have a static IP, so I'm not really worried about that. Luckily, I have a static IP where I live. I use Kojiko. I don't know. They give static IP, even though I'm in an apartment building, which is really cool. What else? Issues. I do want to have a backup internet provider. So actually, right now, I do have a backup internet provider. The apartment building I live in does give me internet. I also have my own personal internet that I run in just for my work stuff. Bianca uses it as well, and then I might get a third line, more of a satellite line put in. I'm trying to use Starlink Beta would be the goal, or Google Fi as another example, where Google Fi it's always connected, but you only use the data that you use. So what I could have is basically if my server runs out of connectivity, use Google Fi, and it'll be very expensive. But I'll get an alert saying, hey, look, you're using a lot of money to keep your remote up right now. And I would go home and I would try and sort that out. Also for power, if we get a power outage, I want to have battery backup. The plan is to get a house in the next 6 months, to get a trailer, to get a Tesla battery and solar panels on the trailer, to set up all my staking services in the trailer so that it's mobile and secure. And on our property, and then the goal would be potentially eventually be able to drive around the nodes and have some sort of validator privacy as well, because if I have all those assets in one location, it's kind of like a mobile mining rig, a staking rig. So the idea would be I'd be able to move my staking rig around so that if anyone figured out where I was or figured out where my keys were, they'd still have to find me or find these servers or these computers, these hardware these hardware devices. So adding some more privacy, and then eventually the goal would be to provide potentially some sort of free connections to the node, saying, hey, look, this node has 99.9% uptime. Look at the charts. If you connect your validator to this node, you can do so for free. And I'm just going to run it regardless. Apparently, each beacon node can potentially run up to 1,000 validators. So the goal would be, can we get to that number? Can we have a solid beacon node, at least one, where we have 1,000 validators connecting to it securely, where people can just trust that if they connect to our beacon node, they are getting a good service. And if they need a second node to connect to, we can be one of many people can connect to. Because personally, I want to have my validator on my mobile connected to my beacon node. That would be my personal goal. And so if anyone else wants to connect, feel free. It's just getting the state of the chain through the network. It's not even holding any state, so it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. It's just people having uptime. But that video is done. 20-minute video is more than enough. I'm not going to wait and see if it worked. I guess whenever I do an update if it doesn't work, I'll do an update. If it does work, I won't do an update, and I will just do an update in about 10 days when the node should be staking. I'll try between that time, I'll try and get my other node up to date, maybe put it on the same account, and maybe have on that beaconche.in website. Maybe have both accounts on there so we can see what it looks like to have a new account up and what it looks like to have an account up that's been, stagnant for 2 months. Because you're stagnant, you go through the inactivity leak or whatever it's called, and then you have you lose 2 ETH, and then you come back online. How long does it take to get back that 2 ETH? I'd love to know. I would love to know what it looks like when you just start if you start on day one, you wait 2 months and don't do anything, and you start again. How long until, if the network has a huge catastrophic failure and you come back online, what's that really look like for yourself, but in terms of the rest of the network? So everyone else now has, 34, 36 ETH, and you're at 32, 33. That might not, you're above 32, you're above where we started, but maybe that's not where you want to be. Maybe you'd rather wait 2 months before you even start, and start from here. To be fair, though, I could have started my node up right away, and I would not have lost as much ETH as I did. I was not paying attention. If I was paying attention to my node the whole time, I would not have lost nearly as much ETH as I did. But still, if I had 32 ETH sitting there waiting for the big issue, I could have waited for the big issue, waited till everyone went down in ETH, and then deposited my huge amount of ETH, in which case I would have had a larger amount of the network, which is something to think about as well. I think people will be waiting on silence for that. People will be waiting with their ETH in DeFi, making say 20%, 30%, while everyone else is securing the network making 15%, 20%. And as these people are gaining more, if there's a huge catastrophic issue where the stakers who love the network, who are supporting the network, lose 20% of their ETH, and then all these DeFi, people who are just economically incentivized, move all their ETH over, they will end up controlling a larger portion of the network as well. So that might be economically incentivized people who are not as prone to risk, people who aren't as okay with losing much money, are going to keep it out, but then they're going to have more stake in the network. So I think those are things that I'm kind of worried about. So I'm very pumped for a long ramp up of an ETH2. So phase 1, phase 0, and just get the beacon chain and the validators on and throw some ETH in slowly. I would not suggest anyone just throwing all their ETH in. I think Rocket Pool is a great first step for people who only have 16, 30, 20, 40 ETH. Maybe try just getting some RETH, half an ETH in RETH or in 1 RETH. Maybe try just, setting up some Uniswap liquidity for ETH to RETH and just kind of, figure out how that goes, gain some more ETH and RETH. And maybe eventually, as you kind of learn more about all this stuff and feel more comfortable, maybe you run one of those a Rocket Pool node where it only takes 16 ETH and you get N ETH to kind of use and kind of offset some of your risk of locking up all that ETH for 2, potentially 3, 4 more years. And then maybe if someone felt comfortable from that, I would suggest, and during all of this, I would suggest definitely running the Medalla, Zinkin, as much test as possible. Get an old machine. This is from 2015, 2016. It's meant just to stake. I think 2017, sorry. Just to stake. I got $20 from Best Buy. And honestly, I just reset an Ubuntu server from a USB and just started again to practice it. Because by the time you have 32 ETH and you can run this, I feel like I don't have 32 ETH yet, but I don't feel comfortable running this yet anyways. But I feel more comfortable every time I just run it again. A month ago, I was talking to a few people from the NIM team. I was talking to people from all these different clients trying to get and I could not get it running. There was port issues, and there's just so many things where you don't want to be you don't want to not be able to access your funds because of your not having as much knowledge, your inadequacies in stuff that you could learn along the way. So Rocket Pool makes one little Docker container very simple, but it's not as decentralized. It's obviously just run on a Docker container. It's all run together. You don't really have as much choice, right? So I'm running a Sigma Prime node, but I would personally rather run Nimbus, so they make that choice for me. For example, I'm running an F1 node, I'm running an F2 node, and I'm running a bunch of stuff, but that code is not as decent. So for example, if someone, and this is what someone was talking about, GitHub, for example, is not decentralized. So if someone from the GitHub team went into GitHub and changed the Rocket Pool update code, and everyone pushed this new code that was malicious, every single Rocket Pool node in the entire world could update and produce a slashable offense. Right? Obviously, I think it's a very large attack vector since we're going to open source. GitHub seems fine, but it's not open. It's not decentralized. It's not there is a central company that can take down GitHub, that can move your code around, that can change things. And I think that's very, like, even like Geth. I use GitHub to download Geth. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's on GitHub. It's trustworthy, but it's I don't know. Does having something on GitHub, the fact that everyone can verify it, mean that it's trustworthy? Not really if it's a new commit, or not really if, what if someone just hacks GitHub? Someone hacks into the GitHub team credentials and changes all the Git information. Then everyone updates the new Git mining software to the wrong algorithm. Then all of a sudden, all of Bitcoin is taken down. Like something silly like that. You would hope that most people that are upgrading this stuff will look at the code first, but I know that I do not look at the code every time before I upgrade something. And it's not reasonable to assume that I would. Anyways, this video's over. I'm done rambling. I'll do a new video. As you can see, it seems like it's working. Oh. Using random network key. Creating server. Is it working? I'm glad I rambled. Machine monitor failure, node out of sync. Okay, so now my node's out of sync, skipping validator duties, but that's the error I was getting before. But now my node should be out of sync because, I don't have my Medalla node. My ETH2 node isn't synced to ETH2. Like my Medalla node is not synced. My ETH1 node is, and it should be, I'm gonna just go up because all like the error log should be at the front. So, no, this is bad. This is bad. This is not what you want. So this is the biggest issue. So failed to initialize ETH1 data provider. Okay. And so it says file. Okay. Provider is web3 dot lower bracket Websocket localhost 8546. So it's saying it doesn't like that command, but it did register the appropriate, like, it just can't initialize it? Ugh, this is so frustrating. Okay, let's see. Using random network key, new database from Snapshot. Block DAG initialized, total blocks 1. Creating server. Okay, thank you. Initializing networking. Cool. Ignoring invalid bootstrap address, so it's empty. That's fine. Validator not in registry. Okay, so now the local validator was attached. Thank you. Only one. I think this is the validator I just attached. Okay, thank you. Now, after starting the validator, after attaching the validator to my beacon node, it's gonna start the beacon node. Whatever. This is all just the data for the beacon node. Starting discovery node, yada yada yada. It's to find their peers, I guess. And now it's gonna start the networking, blah blah blah. Okay, so scheduling the first slot, beacon time, 10 weeks, and instantly it said, nope. Okay, so on my ETH1 chain, I'm gonna try and switch sync mode from fast sync to full sync. Starting peer-to-peer node, new local node record. Started peer-to-peer networking. Sorry, I'm reading, I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Here, so I'm looking through my Geth node, and I'm trying to figure out, so here's my command, port 3034, and maybe that's the issue, because it's on 3034, but the port should be 80, wait, did I do it again? Oh, no, this is where I did it wrong, and then I reset it. Let's scroll down. I already reset it since then. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, okay, sorry. I need to clear my terminal more often. Jeez. No, it looks like up here was the first time. Okay, because yeah, I was trying a bunch of different commands. And what I ended up getting was smart card socket not found. That's fine. Yeah, this is not what it worked. Here. 85, 86. I did it wrong again. Sorry. So let's close out this. And let's close out this. I'm pretty sure I just did it wrong 3 times in a row. Come on, who was watching this before and didn't tell me I was doing it wrong? Okay. Oh no, 85, 46. 85, 46. You know what I might do? I might try running on port 33, 33, which shouldn't mean it won't work, but just gonna try it. Ugh, already in use. It's making me use the WebSocket. Okay. Let me run it on, because it shouldn't matter what port I run it on. And it's on 8546. Whoops. Yeah. 8546. So let's run that. So now we're running on 8546. We know that should work. There should be no issues with that. Then let's switch to the other terminal. And let's just follow the directions in the guide and see what happens. You can customize your beacon nodes parameters. I don't think I need to change my beacon nodes ports. You can see the commands that make Medalla execute. Some of them, such as network equals makebadasha, are essential. The Goerli testnet parameters are defined higher up in the make file here. Well, let's look at that a little bit. But what I'd really like to do is simply get it running. To pass in your own Infura endpoint. Does this mean maybe I can just type in my own? Oh shoot, maybe this. Oops, I just closed the file I needed. Right? Oh snap, get. I did not do that. I didn't even read this. Okay, let's go back to my Geth node and try and do some fun stuff I've never done before. Okay, so finally I had the web. I didn't even put the WebSocket in, so obviously it wouldn't work. Without this, Nimbus won't be able to sync because, oh, so I wasn't doing anything correctly. Okay, so let's take what I had before. I need to use Geth. I need to change the port. Let's see if I can just add the WebSocket command here. WebSocket GC mode archive. Is that going to work? If that works, just off the bat, just using those. Yeah, WebSocket enabled. Sorry, you all can't. Like, I'm not even showing. I'm just very excited. Very excited. So I use a new command. I added in a bunch bunch of stuff, I guess. Where are you? Where's the stuff added in? It doesn't even matter. The point is, WebSocket enabled, which is good. I might find the command so people can see it. Where is it? Dude, I can't. Okay, it's up here at least. I know that. It's so hard to see on these small little screens I'm using. You know what? Too bad. I don't really care. I'm very excited that it's working. My node is running. Now, the next time I make Medalla, it should work. Because I have WebSocket on again. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to change it. I'm going to use the exact same command again. Because my node should be pretty much synced. I mean, I might give it a few seconds. But my goalie node should be relatively synced. A few minutes, I mean. If you like. Instead of ETH2 mainnet. Yeah. I'm using the testnet, so I used Goerli. Yeah, I did that. You can also change the listening address for your geth. Oh no. But don't forget to reflect that in your Web3 URL when starting Nimbus. Whoa. I gotta read that again. You can also change the listening address and port of your geth instance. Oh, snap. I changed the HTT port. Oh. Sorry. 5th time. At least, this time I'm going to do it from the beginning. So everyone can, this is what happens when I try and do this live. Anyways, we're going to clear my freaking terminal so we can actually see things. Then we're going to, I don't need to change the HTTP port. I need to change the WebSocket port, right? And then the port in the WebSocket for Nimbus is also going to have to reflect that. WebSocket enabled. You see that down here. You can see your URL for the WebSocket is 8546. Synchronization is started. So yeah, that looks like it's working. That looks good to me. Now let's go back to the Mika. Please relax, baby, okay? Please, it's okay. I know you're tired. I'll take you out. It's raining, so I know. Go to mama. There you go. Okay, so now all I should have to do is input this command. And it should work. Because we're going to make Medalla using the Goerli URL, which is going to be the WebSocket at localhost 8546, and it's going to be Medalla. This is going to take forever again. Forever. Every time. I'm not going to wait this time. I'm going to just party on my own when it works. But yeah, hope this helps somebody, because I mean, each time I go through it, I'm learning so much, and I make the exact same mistakes. But recording it helps me to remember the mistakes I made, so that next time I try and do this, I'm not starting from scratch. I can just go back to my recording and be like, oh yeah, I used, this command to make, or it's right here. I used this command to make sure the WebSocket was being used, and I used this WebSocket command, and I make sure I had the archive so that I could call to the old blocks and yada yada yada. So yeah, I mean, because I use this whole archive setting, I'm not even sure it's gonna work. But like, look, chain me, yeah. So we'll see, and it's a very slow computer. But what I'm assuming is that by the time it makes this beacon node and runs Medalla, my ETH1 node will be synced regardless. It takes about 20-30 minutes to do that, and it's already fast synced fully recently. So that's all. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Sunday. Rest of today, for me, I might read more of the ETH2 economic review paper. But that's about it. Hope you have a wonderful day, and toodaloo.